the important point, and also question used to come from that part also. Okay. Payal, it is a big issue in your area. Yes. So concentrate on the class. The next part, that is, last day I have told you about the origin of charge in the colloidal particle. What is the origin of charge? There was the frictional force within the dispersed phase particle and dispersed medium, and another one is that there is the preferential adsorption by the molecule, and also dissociation of the surface molecule. These are the three reasons behind the formation of the colloid. Now today it is the, and also on the last topic was there, that is what is electrokinetic potential or zeta potential. It is that the potential difference in between the static layer and the mobile layer, which is formed in the colloid, is called as the zeta potential, and it is represented as Z. Z, here is a mathematical symbol, it is that 4 pi eta u by d. D is the dielectric constant, and the eta is the viscosity. What is viscosity? And surface tension. Eta is the viscosity, and d is the dielectric constant of the medium. Okay. So this is zeta. Zeta means zeta potential. So this is the reason behind the electrical double layer. Okay. So after this, there is the very important part. One point to be remembered here: the charge on colloid particle may be attributed to the following reason, that is, electron capture by Sol particle during electrodispersion. Electron capturing by the Sol particle during electrodispersion. Dispersion was the method. Okay. Next one is that preferential adsorption of ion. Welcome Srijata. And third one is the formation of electrical double layer. So these three are the consecutive properties from the colloid. What is D? D is the dielectric constant of the medium. Dielectric constant, it will be given as it is a constant, the value of the dielectric constant will be given. And now eta is the viscosity of the medium, and u is the velocity, and pi is the mathematical symbol 4 pi. Okay. Now coming to the next part, that is experimental determination of the nature of the charge on colloidal particle. Experimental determination of charge on the colloidal particle. Experimental determination of charge on colloid particle. For this, we have to set up one experiment, that is instrumentation will have to be set up. The instrumentation is there is a U-tube. There is a stopcock. There is a stopcock here, and it is further connected to a reservoir. It is further connected to a reservoir. The thickness is not equal in my drawing, but it will have to be equispaced, and there is the reservoir. Okay. Now I have to draw the limb of the U tube. Okay, it have to be separated from here. There should be a space in between these, and the limb of the U tube, the tube is becomes large. Okay, from there we will make understood about this, the subject matter. We have to know about the subject matter, not the drawing. Okay, now it becomes some moderate. Okay, now here a platinum plate is given. Here also one platinum plate is given. Now at initially here some solvent, that is water, is added when the stopcock is stopped, and in the reservoir there is the salt particles. Here the salt particle, that is the salt. Now at first we have taken some amount of water in the limb of U tube. Lower part is not visible. Which part you cannot see? Only the limb. Okay, wait some time. I think now you can see. Okay, now it can be seen. Okay, now at first in the tube here some little amount of water is taken at first. Okay, and the stopcock, the mouth of the stopcock is blocked. Okay, now after that the stopcock is opened. The stopcock is opened and the salt particle will transfer through the stopcock to the limbs of the U tube. Okay, so as it reaches a height up to that, if there is a coloring chalk, it reaches a height up to that height, and the distinction between the solvent, that is water, and the salt particle. So water already was there when we opened the stopcock. As it is heavier, that the salt particle is heavier, so it will displace the water, and it is the salt layer, and it is the water layer. This portion is water. Here this portion also having water. Now here is the platinum plate, platinum electrode is there, and by this electrode we have to it is the battery. Here through the battery 50 to 200 volt of electricity should be passed. Now this portion is water, this portion is the salt particle. Here this portion is water, this portion is the salt particle. Now to check the dispersion of the colloidal particle, because as you can see it is the positive pole, so this electrode is positive electrode, it is the negative electrode. Now already we have gone through in the property that the colloid property are of charged species. Okay, so as these are charged species, and when we connected it through the circuit, that is through the battery, then as it is the charged species, it will move to that opposite direction. Suppose it is a charged species that is of negative charge, the salt is of negative charge, suppose the arsenium sulfide salt, so it will move to the positive electrode. If it is the iron that is ferric hydroxide salt, then it will move to the negative electrode. And as there is the dispersion of the charge, that is the dispersion of the particles from the limbs, and there after the experiment, that is when we will start the electricity through that circuit, then we will see that a different level. You can see the in two limbs the height remains same, but after experiment there will be a different in that. There how the different? Suppose if we taken a positive solve, that is the positive charge particle, then it will move to the negative one and the distinction between these two remains. Now see that it was here at first and it is decreases by that amount, and here it remains at that level. Okay. So, this is about the experiment. So, at first in a tube there was water as a solvent, and it is connected to a reservoir through stopcock. First of all it is water is taken, then the salt particle is get entered through the stopcock when it was opened, and after it is connected through the platinum electrode and also battery. Through the battery we will it will supply electricity from 50 to 200 volt. Okay. And after some time what we will see that the layers, that is the layer in between the water, that is solvent, and the salt particle become distracted, and as the layer of the line of distraction is there, from there we will conclude that what type of charge species is there and it is behind that. Okay, understood? It is the experimentation. Understood? Shreya, Srijata, Payal and Orpita. Okay, thank you. Now it is the experimentation. Now what is this phenomenon is called? This phenomenon is called the electrophoresis. This is the important. Now in this chapter there are some important terms. This term is called as electrophoresis. What is electrophoresis? That is applying electricity when we can able to disperse the salts of the colloid particle, that is the particle of the salt, then it is called as electrophoresis. Now you may also write it down that electrophoresis involves the migration of colloidal particle. Electrophoresis involves the migration of colloidal particle towards the oppositely charged electrode under the influence of applied electrical field. Under the influence of applied electrical field. May I have to repeat it once? Okay. Electrophoresis electrophoresis involves the migration of colloidal particles. Involves the migration of colloidal particles. Electrophoresis involves the migration of colloidal particles to opposite electrode by applying electric current. by applying electric current. This is electrophoresis. Completed. Next one is that electroosmosis. Electroosmosis. Now before electroosmosis you have some kind of this, that is electrodialysis. Now from electrodialysis is the purification of a solution, and from there we will extract the crystalline substance from the solution. Now electroosmosis is another one. Completed. The electrophoresis involves the migration of colloidal particle to opposite electrodes or oppositely charged electrodes in the field of electricity. Okay. Now what is electroosmosis? Now up to that, what we have discussed in electrophoresis, that is the solid particles will move from the solution to a particular electrode. It is the electrophoresis. Now electroosmosis is that, suppose in between the two limbs, if a parchment paper like that, the semi permeable membrane is given, then what happens? The particles will not move to that region, and at that time the dispersion medium, that is here the water particles will move from that pore, that is from through the semi permeable membrane, and it will be this incident or this phenomenon is called as the electroosmosis. Okay. Now it is little bit different from that. The movement of the dispersion medium, that means here the water under the influence of electrical field, when the dispersed phase particles are prevented from moving, is called electroosmosis. Okay. So here, as there was no parchment paper or no semi permeable membrane, so the solid particles will moving freely from the solution to a particular electrode. But if any semi permeable membrane is kept, then the solid particle will not move, and in that place the medium, that is the dispersion medium, will move from the solution, and this is called the electroosmosis. Okay. So this is the osmosis technique. Will you want to write down the definition of electroosmosis? Electroosmosis. Write it down. The movement of the dispersion medium, the movement of dispersion medium under the influence of electrical field, under the influence of electrical field, when the dispersed phase particles are prevented from moving. When dispersed phase particle prevented from moving. So this is electroosmosis. the dispersion medium will not move under the influence of electrical field, because you can see that there is a change in the layer. Okay. But the migration of the dispersed phase particle is prevented by placing a semi permeable membrane. If there, suppose in the U limb, if we put a semi permeable membrane here, so the particle of the salt particle will not move to that direction. So in that place the water molecule will disperse in that region. So this is the movement by applying electricity, the movement of dispersed medium, where the dispersed particle is prevented from moving. They are easy to move, but here it is prevented. Clear? Okay. So the next, this was very important, two important words, that is what is electrophoresis and what is electroosmosis, and already we have done another one was electrodialysis, dialysis, osmosis, electrophoresis. Completed? Okay. Now the next is that I will discuss here. Next term is that coagulation, or another term is that flocculation. Coagulation. Coagulation or flocculation. FLOC CULATION. FLOC CULATION, flocculation. What is this incident? There is two words having the same meaning. Coagulation is that deposition of colloidal particle. Deposition of colloidal particle is called as coagulation. So it is just the reverse of that peptidization. In peptidization, we have converted the just precipitated form to the colloidal particle or colloidal solution. But here from colloidal solution we want to deposit any in the substances, then it is called as coagulation. What is coagulation? That is deposition of the suspended particles in the precipitated form is called as coagulation or flocculation. Now there is the mechanism for coagulation, but it will be discussed on the next day because the time is up. Okay. So coagulation is up to that. What is coagulation or flocculation? Regarding to that we have many more terms. Okay.